Shit my dad taught
Shit
me.
my dad taught me. So Jamie and I have a wonderful guest for you guys today. We were joking before the episode started about how cool it is to be able to sit in front of somebody who's clearly much smarter than we are, who has actual experience in real things, and today is no exception.
The bar's not really that high.
but it just if the camera can see Moustafa too, I mean, he looks the part. He's got the bio. I don't know if you can see this, but it's going to be a ChatGPT today.
Too much.
And we got a lot. So
We left the folder on the other table.
Yeah, there was a folder. Welcome to the show, Moustafa.
Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Man, we're so happy to have you. We have a little bit of a skit here we call the ChatGPT bio to properly introduce our guest and get things going. So if I could, I'd like to read what we were able to find on the ChatGPT. Dr. Moustafa A. Hassan is a distinguished professional specializing in healthcare, human resources, and business education. He holds a, there's a lot of alphas in here, BSc, MSc, MBA, and is currently a PhD candidate. As a professor, he imparts knowledge in healthcare, HR, and business disciplines. In his clinical practice, Dr. Hassan is a registered emotion-focused therapist. There's a big number beside that one too, and a specialist in biofeedback and neurofeedback. He is also a member of the Applied Psychopsychology. That might be wrong.
Psychophysiology.
Yes,
Good.
Psychophysiology.
I got you, bro.
So smart.
The big word.
Jamie
Grade
goes with
11,
everybody.
grade 11.
He beat me. I only got to grade 10. He got to 11, and he flexes it all the time. And biofeedback and the Canadian Counseling and I got that one. Psychotherapy Association, the CCPA. His clinic, EM Clinic, is located in Burlington, Ontario. How'd we do?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. All right.
That sounds like a lot of schooling.
Oh yeah. It took me like a lot of work. Yeah, but my what I would like to say it here is the life experience and the hands-on.
There's even more stuff that comes up. So take us right back to you're a kid. Where does that all start?
Oh, that's amazing. I was like born and raised in Cairo in Egypt. And my father and mother, they were in the healthcare field for like centuries. And when I finished my first degree, the bachelor degree in clinical biochemistry, I joined Pfizer. I worked for Pfizer for 10 years, up to the regional responsibilities for medical marketing across like 15 countries. And then I established my consultancy firm where I had to a lot of work with a lot of multinationals across the globe. Maybe after like 15 years ago, I had a life transformation. My elder kids all asked me about, Dad, are you happy? Oh. So at that time, I was very, very successful, 6 figures. My business, was like a senior consultant for most of the multinationals working in the pharmaceuticals. Like we launched more than 750 pharmaceutical product across maybe 50 countries. But at that moment, I was like asking myself and questioning myself, am I really happy? So I had like a crash, like 1 week. I disconnected from life, from my family, from everybody. And I started to like question myself and asking myself, what is my life mission here? And what is my life passion? It took me like 1 week in order to go back to my normal life. And I had a decision at that time not to continue and to step down from what I'm doing and going after my life passion and mission. Right?
All after one question from one of your eldest kids.
Yes. So, our kids are our life light. Like they are bringing something.
They're very honest about their questions.
Yes. Yeah.
Two honest.
authentic.
We had that talk before the episode started. My darling daughter came over and flicked the side right here, and she said, "Daddy, you're getting boobies." So we're back to the fitness routine, and diet will be on point for the foreseeable future. Thanks, kids.
Yeah. So I started that journey maybe 15 years ago. I started to step down from the pharmaceutical and Western medicine stuff after maybe 25 years working in this field. I started my clinic. I started to study again, went to York. I studied the emotional psychotherapy, went to Russia, went to the US, went to UK, England. I finished my certification in psychotherapy in Regent University in UK.
How old would you have been when you decided to make this life change?
40 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 40. It was in my birthday, literally. Yeah. So on my birthday, the 40th, I just disappeared for 1 week, and I came back like a new person. So I started my career, as I told you, with Pfizer, finished my bachelor's, master's, and working now in the educational psychology and all of these stuff like as a life passion. This is my life passion and life mission, like to inspire minds and warming hearts. While I'm working in the field of the consultancy, I started to put my hands on a clinical studies that I use, like working with Pfizer on it. And we were testing like a pharmaceutical product to treat pain for rheumatoid arthritis. And
that's not what Viagra's for.
No.
Gotta start with something. Try
actually,
something.
I launched Viagra for Pfizer at
I've got a lot of buddies that have launched Viagra.
No, it was very easy. So we had this clinical
Sometimes
trial.
fun to start with a stiff joke when we're doing this kind of,
We had like a double placebo, whatever, double blind crossover placebo study where we were like giving the patients like a placebo, like a sugar tablet, and the active ingredient itself. And amazingly, we were hitting 60 to 70% clinical success with the placebo.
It's crazy how many people just mentally
mind game, eh?
they believe they need to take something.
Mind game.
Like it blew my mind because that means that all of these congestion and disease or challenges that we are facing, like up to 70% you can control it and you can manage it, where you put your hands on the roots, which is emotional stuff and psychological stuff, of course.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So my first question for you is, I love the word happiness.
Yeah.
But I also understand that can be so wildly different from individual to individual and how we define it and how we pursue it. So what is happiness to you?
That's a big question. Like if I can translate this into words, I would say that it's like how you are going to resonate with your life mission, how you are going to resonate with your inner peace, and being content, and integrated with your second half, which is your self-critique, for example. So happiness, like a multidimensional. And I believe happiness we need like 4 wheels, like in terms of the mental happiness, emotional happiness, spiritual happiness, and physical happiness as well. So imagine that we have like a vitamin D deficiency, for example. We will not be able to feel happy. If we have a deficiency in serotonin, like the happy hormone, will not be able to be happy physically. And it will impact our emotional health and mental health as well.
Because if you were to ask the majority of the people that we know, and you say, hey, if you were making $300,000, $400,000 a year at 40 years old, and you've got a couple adolescent kids that are like grown, smart, accomplished, that's success.
Success,
Most people would say that's
not
success.
happiness.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this was a big question from my kid when he asked me, "Are you happy?" Yeah, I was like very successful, 6 figures, like traveling the world, making a lot of success stories, and helping to bring happiness into people's life as well. But like for me, I wasn't happy.
There was no self-accomplishment there.
Yes. It's like I was like questioning myself, like, okay, what I'm doing, like,
Yeah.
That word mission comes up a lot too.
Yes.
So you shut it down for a week, you got some introspective time, you're doing the accountability piece. What's a good tip to try and figure out what your mission is?
That's a very nice question. Usually I'm asking my clients at the office for it. So imagine that I'm giving you $100 billion today and all of your dreams are fulfilled. All what you wanted to do is done. Like what you are going to do every morning. So that's your life mission. And it should resonate with your like passion as well. So if you are asking me the same question, I will tell you I'm going to do the same. Whatever I'm doing now, I'm going to do the same. So if you have a like $100 billion, what you're going to do early in the morning?
Well, so my answer is for sure family first. It's for sure my girls.
Done.
It's nothing more fulfilling than that.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have some good friends I enjoy spending my time with. I love sport. A day golfing is probably...
Imagine that all of these stuff already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're going to do.
Yeah, probably continue on the philanthropic work.
Yes.
The stuff we've done with Burlington Dads,
Yeah.
Dads Helping Others, and
That's
even this show. I mean, this is just speaking for myself. This isn't work. Like this is awesome. I'd do this all day, every day, because what a cool thing to be a part of, right? Getting guys like yourself to come on and share wisdom and give it all away. Like it's
bringing light into people's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your mission.
Yeah.
That's your life mission.
Mine would be definitely to like continue to inspire others to achieve their best themselves.
Yeah. To navigate how they are going.
Just to help them be the best version of what they could be, for sure. Yeah.
Sharing the experience and
Yeah, I'm happy to hear you answer that. If I was going to answer it for you, I'd say that, because you like Jamie will prioritize his schedule if somebody needs help. Like that becomes the number one. And the amount of times I've seen you take a coffee just because somebody's in a tough spot or whatever, right? Like that's what gets you up. Mine's probably more on the community and kids side of things, like the causes I've been involved with from Nelson Youth Centers and the Rock and the work that we do as Burlington Dads. That's probably mine. Probably, just that piece around trying to be, better dad, better.
And
uncle.
I believe I am enjoying the same like mission while I'm teaching in a couple of colleges. I'm always telling my students that you are the future leaders, and I'm here to not to teach you anything. I'm here to like give you the guidance how you are going to be successful and bringing light and happiness into our world. So you are here not to learn as much as you are here to be shaped and fine-tuned for the future. Yeah.
Just out of interest, so your parents, were they forward thinking in the same manner?
That's amazing because I own them a lot. Actually, for my family dynamics, I was like, as I told you, that I was like raised in a healthcare umbrella family, and my dad used to work for Pfizer for 35 years as well. So, but unfortunately, my mom passed away when I was 15 years old.
Oh,
and
sorry.
We were 3 kids. Like 3 boys. And my dad, God bless his soul, he dedicated his life to raise us. 3 of us. He didn't marry, and he just like dedicated his life to support us, like succeeding and achieving in our life. And yes, for your question, yes, indeed, because they were into like the discipline, into how we are going to navigate your inner peace, how you are going to be like content, put your smart objectives in like in front of your eyes, how you are going to achieve it. Like we were raised in a very, very systematic yet loving like environment as well. Whatever I achieved in my life, I believe my dad has like a big imprint. And that's why I'm here today, because he has a very big imprint in my life. And he changed our lives, the three of us.
Mm. What was your father's name?
My father name A. Fatah Moustafa.
And is he still with us today?
Oh, his soul.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
He passed away a few years ago?
2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's looking down on you today. What does he say? How does he feel? Proud of you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He used to tell me a lot. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. You are a dedicated person. You are a hard worker. And I believe, you see, that's a very important topic for, I wanted to share it for every dad. When we were young and like starting our childhood, we have like something called emotional bond. It's like a cord like this one. I need to put it on someone reliable caregiver who is going to give me unconditional love, unconditional support, validation, acknowledgement, safety, security. So all of these stuff I needed from a reliable person in my life. And it was my dad. Like he used to be like my big support and big figure. So for every dad, this is our mission here today. Like unconditional love, unconditional support. Separate the behavior from the love. Don't mix it. I love you, but I'm not okay with this behavior. So without these 5 stuff, it is essential for every single kid to receive it from their dads and moms, of course. And whatever I'm seeing in the clinic and the practice is like we had a lot of traumas because we had a lot of unmet needs. No one validated us. No one felt us. No one connected with us. No one heard us. So I believe like for every dad, like I'm very proud of my dad because he was trying his best efforts to give me these 5 stuff. I didn't learn about it until maybe like 15 years ago when I went to learn the emotional psychotherapy. But I was like translating every single like event where he was like supporting, being there for me, encouraging me, validating me. So yes, he used to say, I'm so proud of you. And I believe he's like saying it again.
Yeah, amazing. So how do you, I love what you said about separate the love
From the behavior. Yeah.
Treating those separately. What other tips do you have for parents to try and develop these emotionally stable kiddos?
Yeah, I believe like this like time era, it's totally different than when we were when we were kids. A lot of challenges nowadays with a lot of stress factors, external stress factors on the parents and on the kids as well. So what I would like to share as insights for every parent, like in terms of the unconditional love and unconditional support, you should be there 24/7 for your kid. Like if you are like working for 8 hours or 10 hours or like overnight or traveling, one phone call might be very important for your kid. How are you doing? Connection. how can I help you? I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. Whenever you need me, I will be there. When he will feel that he is receiving the 5 essential stuff, like unconditional love, unconditional support, validation, acknowledgement, love, right? He will be able to, like the kid, he will be able to change by time and develop, right? Yeah.
And then tips for parents. Go back to your analogy about the 4 tires on the car. How do you do that inventory? How do you balance yourself out?
Yeah, this is like based on something in the psychology called Gestalt psychology, which is like we are like seeing the person as a holistic, like 4 dimensions: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Imagine that you have a flat tire on your car, like you will not be able to go anywhere, right? So from the physical perspective, if we, as a parent, we need to take care of ourselves, right? So let me like have this perspective on ourselves first. So if I have like any vitamins deficiencies, B12, vitamin D, anything related to my biochemistry, then I will not be able to be like productive and happy, right? So this is from the physical dimension. From the emotional dimension, any emotional congestion, sadness, grief, anger, guilt, shame, all of these 5 big negative emotions will dwell me like down, taking me down, pulling me down, and will not be able to perform and be happy as well. From the mental perspective, negative thoughts, negative belief system. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. All of this stuff will affect me as well. And it will be reflected on my kids as well. If I'm not content, I don't have energy. How I'm going to give them energy as well? And from a spiritual perspective, how much I'm connected with my soul, or maybe higher self, or maybe my God, whatever you believe in. Right? So these are the 4 dimensions according to Gestalt psychology, and this is my philosophy and protocol when I'm like approaching any case in my practice.
And then I want to hear about your practice too, because we've had a few men through the community that I know have gone through your doors. What does that look like? What do you offer there?
Yeah, I usually I offer the comprehensive tailored protocol for anyone like at my practice. Any case, it will go through screening and scanning through like specific devices, non-invasive. I learned these stuff. I was like very lucky to learn all of these modalities from the inventors and from my teachers. And after the screening and scanning with like questionnaires or like non-invasive devices, medical devices, then we will make a tailored protocol working on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, using almost maybe I do have like 13 to 15 modalities to work on it.
So when somebody goes through the screening, is that where you're checking like for their vitamin D levels and serotonin levels and that kind of stuff, like through blood work or?
Yeah, I because of my scientific background as a scientist, and the clinical biochemistry, I don't do like blood work. There is another like modalities and another medical devices that can detect tissue-based analysis for the vitamins, for the minerals, for the heavy metals. So, for example, I found out that most of the ADD and the ADHD cases, like they have lead poisoning or like mercury poisoning, and we can see it on these devices, and we can confirm this like diagnosis by sending hair samples for the labs, for example. And then I do have also something called electrophotonic imaging and quantum magnetic resonance analyzers and non-linear diagnostics, all of these big names, like giving me a full perspective, macro analysis and micro analysis to see is it really is like a physical issue or psychological issue. Then I will tailor my protocol accordingly.
With men specifically, do you ever go down the path of like checking testosterone levels or those types of things? 'Cause I know like a lot of men nowadays, their testosterone levels are low.
It gives me my reports gives me an indication how these stuff are balanced or imbalanced. Yeah,
you can do that protocol on guys like Jamie and I, where the car's doing 120 and one tire's missing, the other one's a donut. That one's got a bunch of curb rash.
That's a lot of adrenaline.
Good luck figuring that one out.
Yeah.
And then talk to me a little bit about the specific practices. So the intake happens, you get that baseline, you're developing a protocol. What are examples of some of those protocols?
So like example for this, one of these protocols, we will work on the emotional psychotherapy perspective when we will talk about, give you an example, for example. I had like a very successful engineer, like architecture engineer. And he came complaining about the panic attacks, and no one like had the chance to help him to overcome this challenge. When we were like digging deep, everything is perfect. Physically, he's perfect. His lab work is perfect. Like my analysis is perfect. I asked him, tell me about your childhood. How was your relationship with your dad? He told me it was amazing, very structured, very disciplined, and everything was like going like in like checking the box, right? And I asked him like, tell me about any like situation when you felt any emotional congestion. You felt sad, you felt angry, you felt fearful, for example. He told me, I can recall one event when I was like young, and I had the chance to have a lot of, I loved the coloring, and I made a big paint on the wall. And I was like waiting for my dad to come from work to show it to him. And when his dad came, Dad, come, I want to show you something. And he showed his like a piece of art on the wall. And guess what? His dad was like so angry and upset, and he punished him. So in his subconscious, this kid had a trauma. And this trauma linked to like he wasn't validated, he wasn't supported, he didn't learn anything from this event, right? Instead, his subconscious linked the coloring and using any paint stuff that it is punishable. So whenever his boss is coming to ask him to do the
drawings,
the blueprints or the drawings of any buildings, he got this panic attack from his subconscious, because he's like his subconscious telling him, no, don't do it. It's punishable. We are going to have a lot of troubles. When we work together in this psychotherapy settings and resolve this issue, this is called the unfinished business with his dad, and released this trauma with his inner child. He started to like be well, and there was no like panic attacks anymore. So this is an example for a tailored protocol. Another protocol, I had a lot of clients. They had I had a client with osteoporosis, for example. So we were talking about the screening and scanning, but we didn't talk about the treatment tools. I do have like the first and the only like pulsed electromagnetic field therapy with far infrared. This is helping revitalization of the cellular and tissue level, for example. So this is helping people with fractures, helping people with osteoporosis, helping people with pain as well. So this guy came, everything is perfect in his lab work. Doctors don't know why he has like osteoporosis, and his phosphorus, vitamin D, calcium, everything is perfect. But they are perfect in there is like the pool, the blood. There is something challenging with assimilation. So when we did the screening and scanning, I saw these stuff. And when we started our protocol with the treatment tools, His osteoporosis parameters went very well. Yeah.
So his doctors could see all of those levels in the blood work and they looked fine. But when you do the tissue tests, it's not showing the same.
Yeah, it is totally different because tissue-based analysis is totally different than the blood-based analysis. And it's helping a lot of people with accuracy of 80%, 85%, which is good enough to give me like a clear direction.
I feel like it'd be cool to go through that screening process, but then I also feel like I'd be stuck there for about 5 weeks going through the unfinished business part of it.
The tires are coming off. The tires are coming off.
I could be there with an 18-wheeler and I'd still be stuck there.
What's
tell me about biofeedback and neurofeedback.
Yeah, this is one of the biofeedback is like a modality or a technology where imagine that there is a signal going to your body and it will resonate with something and it will come back to the device. This is as simple as that. So by the most famous biofeedback modality is it's something called the HRV, heart rate variability, which is like related to the breathing. And it's like this is one of the modalities that it help a lot in the anxiety, emotional disorders, like pain, depression, BSTD, all of these stuff. Biofeedback also, one of the branches under the biofeedback is a neurofeedback, where it's like a quantum EEG, like the ECG and EEG. It is the same where we are detecting frequencies from certain parts of our brain, and we are going to or correcting this balance through something called photobiomodulation. And there is we are going to introduce this very soon in our in the capillary wave very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating stuff. We're going to be following along on that for sure.
Yeah.
The other note I had was just a question. Registered emotion-focused therapist.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The emotional focus therapy is established by Professor Liz Greenberg. He's a very distinguished professor in the field of the psychology in York University. And I was like very, very lucky to train under his umbrella and by himself. So in the psychology clinic and York University, there is a branch was the emotional focus therapy, and I finished my certification for level 1 and 2 and 3 to be a practitioner in this field. This is my specialty. I'm dealing with emotions. So if we are talking about the mental health and emotional health, so according to it's not according to me, it's according to the scientific evidence, like research, the emotional health is in the core of the mental health. So if we are talking about mental health, can you imagine that you have a hardware and software? So the hardware, the computer itself, is like our brain, our mental health. But the software, without it, you cannot do anything. It's the emotional health, which is the software of our nervous system. So that's a very interesting subject because I learned, you remember the placebo effect? So
Jamie's still got an erection. Yeah.
So double placebo effect.
Yes. So
stop taking them.
So there is something a very long term in the medical field called the psychoneuroendocrine immunology.
Could you spell that, Chris?
Yeah, no problem. 28 letters. So the psychological status or the emotional status. Emotions means energy moving, right? When we feel something, we feel anger or fears. Why when we have any anxiety or worries, it goes to our stomach with butterflies? Why? It didn't go to my elbow. Why? And this is related to the biofeedback because it has a certain frequencies. We can detect it and it is resonating with this part of our body. So anger is hitting liver. Fear is hitting our kidneys and bladder. This is why we have kids like
when you get scared, you have to go pee.
wetting their pants when they are in fears.
Not just kids. Chris and I, it happens all the time.
It happens.
Our wives start yelling at us.
I got scared. I got scared. Yeah.
So the psychological status or our emotions, right, is like affecting our neuro, which is our nervous system, and it will affect our endocrine system, which is our hormones and glands, and affecting our immunity. So the psychoneuroendocrine immunology, when because of my scientific background, I had a lot of experience in this field, but I was always stuck. Because, okay, what is the source? Why my computer is burning? I started to dig deep, and I had to go to the school again to learn this emotional psychotherapy, because this is a cord coming with the 500 volts burning my computer. So I need to, I cannot fix my computer. Like when I fix it, it's like burning again. And this is why the dealing with emotions is very crucial for the mental health, and for the physical health as well. Because without dealing with like the fears or anger or guilt or shame and all of these stuff, it's like it's like burning our like body and organs with a lot of energy, right? It helped me a lot to help a lot of people and clients to overcome their psychosomatic diseases and emotional congestion and disorders as well.
What you offer is really like it's really next level therapy, because like most psychologists are only focused on like the mental side of it and the emotional side of it, but because you have such like a deep understanding on the chemical side of stuff, it really does open up that door where you can really dig a lot deeper and find a truer understanding. Yes,
indeed. And I work with hearts. No, there is like something called mind-heart axis, and there is a gut-mind axis. So we have neurocells at our hearts, and we have also neurocells at our gut. You remember when you are telling me that's my gut feeling? Yeah, it is really true scientifically. But why I'm focusing on our hearts? Because our heart is more powerful than our brain with 100,000 times electrically and 5,000 times magnetically. This is where our soul is there, right? So our heart is like if you tell me it's like my mind is controlling my heart or heart controlling my mind, I will tell you your heart is controlling your mind. More powerful scientifically, and it's always it's like the software, right? And your brain is like the processor, like processing and executing whatever you decide, whatever you agree with your soul or your second half. Yeah,
it's fascinating stuff, and it's also fascinating to me too how you are a man of science, but you're also a man of faith. Yes. How do you balance those two?
Yeah, I believe like our soul is like playing a crucial role. There is like, I don't know, there's like it's like not a 3D, it's like a 4D. There is something like light or some connection. It's like bringing a lot of insights into your brain, giving you like guidance, protecting you, right? I believe everybody had like the moment where there is like external voice telling you, yeah, go for it, or no, this is not good for you. Do you agree?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's I don't know, your higher self, your angel, but I believe this strong faith is helping. This is the spiritual dimension, the four wheels.
I guess right? Learning how to find that spiritual person inside yourself, because like you said, you were probably 40 years old when you found it. And
yes.
That's the tough part to learn, right?
Yes, and it took me after 40, it took me 2 to 3 years in order to really like be like established and strong in the other field.
Right.
Like, stepping down from this one and investing in this one and putting my hands on my life mission.
So would you say, are you happy now or still not there?
That's a bit, this is the second part of my question for, yes, indeed. Yeah. Like I feel there is like happiness, like multidimensional as we said like before, but I feel more content, more happy, like happier. And yes. Yeah.
So on the spirituality piece, like I've got a lot of friends that didn't grow up with religion. And it seems like religion is for a lot of people, that's how they find spirituality, right? That's how they find belief systems and look to those, whatever it is, other dimensions or other energies.
Yeah.
If you don't have religion, how do you get into spirituality? Or what do you think the relationship between the two are?
From my personal perspective, I believe spirituality is different than the religious. They are totally different. So they are interconnected, but they are different. So, and I don't know. I believe there is no religious, because I believe there is only one like God for everyone. This is what I believe. There is no like different religious, because at the end we are connected to like one God. So this is from the religious perspective. From the spirituality perspective, it's about how you are connected with your soul. We have like a lot of like strong young men, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, but without their soul is like a dead body, right?
Because you can believe in a religion, but that doesn't make you spiritual.
No.
Right.
No. This is totally different dimensions.
Yeah, and I love that you said that the spirituality is the within, though. The spirituality is you, right?
Yes, it is
a lot
you
of
and
people
you.
think that's right. And a lot of people think that the spirituality piece is believing in higher power or something external. It doesn't need to be.
No,
it's believing in that
that's
energy
another
within
dimension.
yourself.
Yeah. The two different dimensions.
How would you coach somebody into that's new to the spirituality? I'll use your analogy again, that corner of the vehicle. Like, how do you start to think about that?
It's a very nice question. Thank you so much for that. Usually I ask people to go and sit in front of a mirror and try to go inside.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you like put all of your attention and concentration to go inside you and listen to this guy.
Clothed or naked?
Yeah, because Jamie spends a lot of time in front of a fucking mirror. A lot of time.
Like, do you find spiritually they feel different things?
I'm talking about the upper part.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so you're sitting in front of a mirror, just you. What are you thinking?
You and you.
What's your... Give some coaching. I want a listener to try this. So you're sitting in front of a mirror. What are you thinking about?
You're going to listen to your inner self. And usually it will be your like soul, or maybe your subconscious, or maybe your self-critic. But this is your second half is the bodyguard, your soul. Usually telling you, no, don't do it. You're not good enough. You didn't do that. You didn't achieve. It's like always keen about your safety, protecting you, and guiding you. And this is your soul. And it is here. It's in your heart.
Sounds like a pretty good thing to be in tune with.
It's your soul telling you, you don't need that bag of chips. Go to the fucking gym at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not your religion telling you that.
You need to listen.
On the mental health side of things, we always ask guests, because I believe that there's many ways to access and take care of your mental health. What are some tips that you would say, broad strokes, just to start thinking about your mental health or working on it? What would you give for advice on that?
I want you to imagine that you are like trying to walk forward in your life. And sometimes we feel stuck. Like you are putting a lot of efforts. You are putting the like acceleration to the maximum, but it's you're not going anywhere. So try to think that there might be some cords hindering you to move forward in your life. And you need a very strong cords to pull you into the future, right? Or the happiness or whatever you are like aiming for. So in the core of the emotional health and mental health is to put your hands on these cords. It might be unfinished business, negative emotions or feelings or like guilt, fears, anger, shame, intergenerational trauma. Grandpa used to abuse physically, verbally the parent, and he's doing the same. It's a pattern, right? Put your hands on the cords. It might be physical, it might be emotional, it might be intergenerational. When you are going to free yourself from these cords, you are going to fly mentally and emotionally and physically.
How are you teaching people to, like, because once you've dug deeper and you find out what some of those issues are, does just those people recognizing what those issues are and talking about them help them? Or like what is the treatment once you've found out, like, all right, like this person as a child was either abused or whatever?
It's a very nice exercise. I ask all of the clients to do it. I want you to imagine that like you are like a train, and I want you to draw your life train. You started with one car when you were like 1 year old, and your cars started to build up. And while you are moving into like with your life, some people will come into your train, some people will go down from your train, and there will be different stations that your train will stop at it, right? So this is one of the exercises that I want everybody to like to draw it or to do it, because when you at that stations there is something happen. Maybe it was like happy stuff, happy events. Some people came into my train, brought a lot of love, blessings, right? Support. And maybe some in other stations, some people, they came into and brought some pain, right? And was like some traumas, emotional congestion. So all of these stations are representing your feelings, your emotions. What did you feel when you were 6 years old, when your dad brought a new bike for you? Oh, I felt great. I felt appreciated, acknowledged, supported, loved, right? So when you will draw your life train and the stations, you will put your hands where is the traumas came from, where is the events that made negative belief system. My teacher told me I'm not good enough. I had a case. She was a professor, and in math in the uni, head of the department, and she believes that she is not good in math. I had like, okay, can you tell me more about it? This is my belief about myself. Okay, can we dig deep? Can we have our life train tell me about the station over there? She told me that her mom used to be a math teacher, and she used to tell her, you are bad in math. You are a failure. So despite she was progressing in her life and she achieved, and she is a professor in math and the head of department, but she still had this cord connecting her to this station. And her train couldn't move forward. Okay, stuck. There is energy still there. So if you can free of yourself from these cords and put your hands where you want to pull yourself, like you need like to be a Spider-Man, like put this one and fly.
So is it just you teaching her to recognize that that was an issue, and that helps her release.
This was
release
like
those cords.
unfinished business with her mom, and there was unmet need at that event. If we can, in the psychotherapy settings, we will work to give her the unmet needs as a kid, not as an adult.
Right.
So if we have this inner child is complaining, I needed support, I needed acknowledgement, I needed love. I didn't have the chance to have these stuff at that moment. So it's unfinished business with her mom. Finish this unfinished business, maybe by forgiving, maybe by apologizing, by there is a lot of stuff we do at that psychotherapy settings. Then she can free from this negative belief system, which is like a seed.
Do you find that can also open up other doors that might take her down a deeper path? Like say the answer was she was going to go back and talk to her mom and look for more acknowledgement and say, hey, this has been bothering me for years, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But then that opens up a door where the mom doesn't give in and say, hey, I apologize, I'm sorry for that. And it goes the other way.
Usually I ask the clients to write a letter first, because you need to take the vapor out of the container.
That's that email that you're not going to send.
No,
Yeah.
you will not. No, never. So you are going to write a letter, all of this emotional stuff. What did you feel? Your childhood and your unmet needs. And the second paragraph, you are going to say thank you, because it's not only negative perspective, right? It's
Right.
like a mix of different. Thank you, mom, for doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we are angry or sad for something, we are focusing on these emotions. We forget about all of this stuff. It might be 5%, but because we are just seeing the nail in this wall, right? Only the nail, right? I need with this practice, we can see the full picture. She did some stuff, but not unintentionally to hurt us, right? And thank you, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry for 1, 2, 3, because this is a relationship. It's receiving and giving,
Give and
and
take.
we and like a closure. Now I understand. I'm a parent, and I understand that you did your best efforts. This is the best that you knew at that time, and I really appreciate it. Because no one is 100% absolute perfect, right?
Not all of us.
99%.
Yeah, Chris is, but not everybody can be Chris.
Yeah.
How do you, so then looking forward, those chords that pull you forward, are you talking about, obviously you got to try and identify some that might be existing, but then what about visualization and manifestation, and how do you do that?
Yeah, that's amazing. So I would start with number 1, to screen my mental garden. It's like your backyard. If you have a lot of weeds, you need to clean it up before you do anything, right? So the first step is to screen your mind garden to see if there is any seeds was implanted from the culture, negative beliefs, dad, mom, parents, whatever. Because this is a perceptual screening, right? It gives you that you're going to see the world through these glasses. And it's painted with a lot of perspectives and perceptions you already inherited from the culture, from the parents, from the school, whatever. The social institutions, right? So scan your mind garden, clean it, and start to put the seeds that you wanted to grow. This is number 1. Number 2, you need to put your hands on 4 dimensions. What are your dreams? And what are your SMART objectives? What is the difference? Dreams, I wanted to go to the moon. I don't know how and when, and I don't know, but this is one of my dreams. But when I was dreaming about the moon, I went to NASA twice. By the way, I'm into the astrology. I love it. So I couldn't imagine when I was a kid to go to NASA and touch the stones from the moon and Mars and all of these stuff, right? So one of my dreams to go to the moon. I don't know how to do it and when. Maybe is not in this lifetime.
It will be for sure.
Yeah, but when I was kid, there was no technology at that time to go to Mars, right? Now we have the accessibility. So put your dreams. Don't think about how you are going to manifest it. Keep it in your diary, the golden diary. And then put your SMART objectives. SMART means a specific, measurable, achievable, or attainable, and realistic and time bounded. I want to achieve $1 million by end of 2025. Okay? Your objectives. And in the third part, what makes me happy? Every day, write it down. Okay, I had a outing with my friends today. We had a beer or whatever. I went to a movie with my kids. Like whatever happened today made you happy. Write it down because you need to use this list in your down days, right?
Right.
And gratitude.
Things you're thankful for.
1, 2, 3, anything that you are very grateful for it. At the end of today, just at the end of the day, I'm grateful that I had a free cup of coffee today from one of my friends, for example. So when we have the seeds and this diary, you are going to work into your chords. Very clear, right? So the SMART objectives will be translated the fifth part of your diary, plan of action. What, when, how, and who. $1 million by 2025. Okay, I don't think I cannot rob a bank, but I need to work harder. What I'm going to do, I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, short term, long term, and then I will execute. The first thing that you can manifest anything in your life, just to write it down. This is the first step. And you will do great. So these are the chords.
Yeah, I love that. I think so many people miss that write it down opportunity too, man. I don't know what this, you probably have better perspective than I do on it, but I'll tell you, it's that, failing to plan is planning to fail mantra. If you don't know what the plan is and you can't clearly articulate it, put it down. That's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And then that becomes I believe in manifestation. I've had a few times where, I've had through good grace and hard work and things come to fruition, but I can always point to the time where I'm I said that out loud.
Yeah.
I'll do a Connor McDavid quote. He has a great one too at the end of a fight where he called it. I mean, he had the whole playbook down and he said, if you're strong enough to see it here and you're brave enough to speak it, it will become. And that shit's real. Yeah. It's always the, translating your insights into an action plan. Yeah. 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 I like your example of a golden diary too. That doesn't need to physically be anything. I mean, I usually carry a notebook around with me, but just
usually black
on your phone. Yeah,
black.
Not now.
Not
got
today.
a nice fancy new one. Yeah. But that is part of it too. Just make the habit of doing that. And the other thing I want to touch on is gratitude. Yeah. Man, that's what a lot of people miss. Yeah, I believe this is bringing my eyes into something that I need to see it in my life. It's not only challenges. Yeah. Right. So if and psychologically, our brain always trying to put your attention into something wrong that you need to fix it. Yeah. So
what are your goals now? Say next 2 years, next 5 years. What are your goals now?
Oh, that's
He's got
interesting. So continuing of my life mission and passion to inspire minds and warming hearts and energizing bodies. This is my life passion.
I love
and life
energizing my
mission.
body.
And my goal is like to expand my like clinic and activities. And one of my dreams, 2 to 3 years, I would like to establish like a platform or like an institution where I can leave all of these sciences to the next generation. So I need to share all of these stuff because it's a separate dimensions of the sciences. But because I had it like in a one piece of like a protocol or like a science platform, so I wanted to help people to expand my practice and bringing light into our life, and to establish the academy. I'm dreaming of the Royal Academy of Life Sciences.
That's amazing. That's big goals.
Thoughts become things.
Yeah.
Anybody listening, how do they connect with you?
You can Google my name, Moustafa Hassan Burlington. You can like emclinic.ca. I'm in a different like platforms like Psychology Today, Therapy Route, all of the platforms that where practitioners they have all of the contact details. emclinic.ca.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have Miles put all that in the episode description as well too.
You're also one of the 12 pit crew on the Capillary Wave mental health group.
Yeah,
as well.
It is my honor.
Yeah, so that's huge. That's going to be a largely growing.
I believe we have a very strong future to bring a lot of stuff into our communities.
And it's great that you're putting the time into that. Like we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, 100%. We have a couple questions. Do you mind if I throw them at you before we go?
Yes, please.
The first one, we talked about your father. We usually ask, what's the best advice your dad gave you?
Oh, he gave me a lot of advices. You need... Okay, only one?
Only one.
Okay.
What's the best?
Yeah. Health. Take care of your health. This was the best from him. Like even after my practice, I'm a black belt karate, and I'm a swimmer, and he made me. So he was like always take care of your health and put your objectives in front of your eyes.
Which for you means a lot. You know, when take care of your health is mentally, emotionally, physically.
Everything.
Yeah. Spiritually.
Yeah.
And then last, everybody's favorite. Can you tell us a dad joke?
Oh, okay. Why did the bicycle fall? What do you think?
Did the
Why?
bicycle fall?
Yeah. Why?
Let's have it.
Tell us.
Yeah. Because was too tired.
Of course
there we
it was.
go.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
This hockey season, pick up something to celebrate the puck drop. Grab Wolf Blast Yellow Label Cabernet Sauvignon, now only $17.95 at the LCBO. Why settle when you can soar? Wolf Blast Yellow Label.
And closing out on that, I want to say thanks one more time.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for having
everything
you
do in the
today.
community.
And
thanks for making the time.
thanks a lot.
Thanks for being on shit my dad taught me.
Yeah. Thank
Been
you.
an awesome chat.
Yeah. Wishing you all the best, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you.